Hello? What's that? Cocktails after work? Sure, I can be ready. Work's over, and now it's time to get ready for cocktails. All ready! What's that? Did it take me long to get ready? Not at all. Hello and welcome. I'm Akram Birth, and you're watching Akram's Ideas of bringing creative and crazy ideas to life. In this episode of Akram's Ideas, I'm revealing my outfits for the Day and Night Challenge. Now, this challenge was hosted by Elizabeth of Elizabeth Made This, and I will put her links in the comments below. There is a ton of bloggers and vloggers who are all participating, and I encourage you to check out Elizabeth's channel. She'll have the links to everybody on the Blogger Hop and pictures and all sorts of things. But as for my make, let's just jump into it, okay? Whenever I hear day and night in the same phrase, I often think of one of my favorite toys as a kid. Back in the 80s, there was Day and Night Barbie.
Here's Day and Night Barbie. Day and Night Kim sold separately.
We girls make work and lots of fun.
Right, Barbie?
Day and Night Barbie.
Neat briefcase and stuff.
We can work from 9 to 5 and then change in a sec for an evening with Kim. Secret turnaround skirt, fabulous hair, sparklers everywhere. We girls can do anything. Right, Barbie?
Day and Night Barbie doll has a change around outfit. Ken doll sold separately from Mattel.
Now, some of you may be familiar with Day and Night Barbie. Basically, she came out in 1984, I believe. I was about 3 or 4 when I actually got my Day and Night Barbie. And basically, the concept was that she had a nice working girl suit, and it would change for the evening so she could go out with Ken into this frilly type of evening dress. And for a long time now, I had been looking for a Day and Night Barbie. A few years ago, they were doing some reissues of classic Barbies from the 80s. And so they redid Barbie and the Rockers, which I went out and got because I had a Barbie and the Rockers doll as a kid. So I went and got that one, and I'd been like waiting for like maybe they'll release Day and Night Barbie again. But they had not. So I go to a lot of antique stores and garage sales, and I'd been looking for one. But I came across like almost every single Barbie that I had as a kid, except Day and Night Barbie. I did some eBay searches a while back, and she was like $60, $70, but these were like in the box, never played with. And I didn't want something like mint new. I just wanted something for reminiscence sake. And when I got asked to do the Day and Night Dress Challenge, immediately I started thinking about Day and Night Barbie again, and I was like, you know, I'd love to use her as an inspiration for my outfit, but I don't know, it sounds silly. I mean, come on, it's a Barbie, and I didn't think about it much. I mean, I was toying with the idea. And then a few days after I got asked and I was thinking about it, we go into an antique store and there's a box of Barbies there. And just by happenstance, since it was on my mind, I was like, let me see if there's a Day and Night Barbie. I mean, I've been looking on and off for like 5 years. What are the chances? But there was a Day and Night Barbie. And not only was there a Day and Night Barbie in her outfit, she also still had the hat and Barbie briefcase. I mean, it was fate. I finding a Day and Night Barbie. I had to make the Day and Night Barbie dress. The theme of the Day and Night Dress Challenge was coffee and cocktails. And so the idea was that you make a dress that you could just put on to wear to go meet a friend for coffee, and then something a little bit dressier to go out for cocktails or on a date or whatever the case may be. Now, obviously, I skewed a little bit from the casual coffee dress because, again, I was trying to replicate Barbie's suit here, which is a pink suit. And for me, this made sense, too. While I do love casual dresses, I work at a university, so most days I'm kind of in a suit anyways, and just having another suit in my wardrobe made perfect sense. Plus the fact that I hadn't actually really made a really nice tailored suit for myself, I thought this was the perfect opportunity. So, taking a cue from Barbie here, this Barbie by no means was in mint condition, by the way. She's missing her shoes, her outfit's not in the perfect shape, but it was exactly what I wanted. I just wanted a doll to give me some inspiration and remind me of when I was a kid. And she looks well played with too. So that's important, is that she's not just a in the box Barbie. So for the suit, basically Barbie's suit was an 80s style suit. She's an 80s styles doll. So it was more of like a double-breasted suit, and the skirt was, it was past the knees. It was a pencil skirt, but it was a little longer than at the knees. And then the top that she's wearing is kind of a glittery fabric, almost gives the illusion is that maybe it was sequins. And it was more of a darker pink, while the rest of the suit was kind of this medium pink. I knew that I wanted to use Day and Night Barbie as a inspiration, but I knew right away I wasn't going to make that suit. Mainly because of the look of it was double-breasted, and it had a very much 80s working girl look to it, and I wanted something a little bit different. So I went through my pattern stash, and I came up with Simplicity 2229, which is a Threads magazine pattern. I chose this pattern for 2 reasons. One, I really liked the jacket. It had a nice modern, fresh look to it. And one of the things that I loved about the jacket is that it had a tie closure. It also has points, so the jacket kind of comes at a triangle, and it also had the nice collaring, which is similar to Barbie's, but again, it's a little bit more fitted jacket, and it looks a little bit more stylish. The second reason that I chose this particular pattern is because of the faux wrap skirt. So it had a full wrap skirt, but it actually was stitched on together, and then it had a side zip. But I thought, since I wanted to make the wraparound Barbie dress, that I could hack that to actually be a wrap skirt so that I could wrap it around. Another really nice feature of the skirt is that it's got this sort of curve detail on it. It's not just a straight skirt, and I think that just gives it another fresh, interesting look to the whole outfit. For the suit fabric, I chose this pink fabric that I had in my stash for quite a while, and it is sort of a heavyweight cotton that is textured. I don't know what you would call this type of fabric, but it's got these little like almost indentions on it, almost like a golf ball indention. And then on the inside, it's a little rougher than the outside, and very matte in comparison of the sheen to it. As you can see here, some of the really nice details that I liked about this pattern of the jacket is that it has these princess seams, which I thought was really flattering. Also, I will say that this pattern, while it was relatively easy, the collar instructions were a nightmare. They were not very well explained, and one of the biggest issues that I had is that on both sides of the lapel, there is a dart here. And they don't tell you to put that dart in. And I kept thinking, like, when do I put this dart in? I'm sewing up half the thing before I put the dart in. And then I was like, surely there's a spot where I put the dart in. I keep going over, and what I kind of missed is that in the collar instructions, as you're sewing this under collar into the front, as you come around, you sew the dart then. And it wasn't very obvious. Like, I had to read it 3 or 4 times till I'm like, oh, that's where you put the dart in. A couple of other little minor details is that the jacket sleeves have this cute little cutout in them, and then they fold over like that. Like I said, there's the tie for it, which I thought that was just a cute addition. I mean, sure, I could have put a button on it, but I decided not to. Now, this is an unlined jacket. I just serged all the interior pieces, so it's, like I said, it's unlined. The last little bit that I added to the jacket, now, the pattern does have a flower decoration for the jacket, but I did not use the pattern that they used because the way they had you do it was kind of weird, and they wanted you to permanently attach it to the lapel, which I did not do. So this fabric, which I'll get into in a minute, is actually the fabric that I used for the cocktail dress skirt part, and so I just used some of that, and I created a flower on my own, and then put a safety pin on it. So that way it could be put on the jacket during the day, and then for the evening I could use it sort of like as a corsage on the top. Speaking of the top, I actually used a different threads pattern for this top. The pattern that I used for the suit did not have a top included. So I was going through and I was looking to see what I had. In my stash, I had Simplicity 4500, which is another threads pattern, and it had this tank here, which I thought was really, really lovely. It has a beautiful sort of sweetheart neckline to it. It's got a side zipper, so it's a little bit more fitted, and it has faux princess seams, which I thought was really nice, so I didn't have to mess with the princess seams. It's basically just has French darts down the front of it that gives it sort of a princess seam look. Another really nice feature is that it had really wide straps, so I didn't have to worry about any bra showing issues. For this fabric, for the fabric that I chose for the top and the inside of the skirt, I used some taffeta that I actually had in my stash from way back when. It was this purpley pink colored taffeta, and I had like 4 yards of it that I'd just been hoarding for like almost 5 years now. So I immediately pulled that out for the top. I knew at the beginning that I didn't want to do a sparkly top like the Barbie because sparkly is a little overwhelming, and any kind of sequency or sparkly type fabrics usually irritate me. So I wanted something a little bit softer and you know, not as shiny, because again, I wanted to be able to wear the suit to work. So the taffeta's shiny, but it's sort of a it's not an ultra shiny, it's kind of a muted shininess, and so it works really, really well for this outfit. So that's pretty much the day outfit. So just like Barbie, I wanted my cocktail dress to be a part of the original outfit. So basically the way Day and Night Barbie worked is you take off her jacket and her skirt gets unbuttoned from the back and flips around to reveal this tulle here. And you kind of puff it out like that. And so now she's ready for the evening. Right away, I knew I did not want to use a bunch of tulle for the inside of my day dress because I knew that it would just be kind of irritating all day. And if I had that excess of tulle, I didn't know how quite it would look underneath this skirt. It would maybe look puffy in places. And then, of course, once you unwrap it, then you've got all this excess tulle and, you know, it'd all be wrinkly and whatnot. So, like I said, I had like 4 yards of this taffeta. So what I decided to do was I decided to use the taffeta for the interior skirt, but I still wanted to give it that tulle look. So I had in my stash, it's not tulle exactly. I almost want to say it's like a chiffon or something that had embroidered pink flowers on it. So what I did is I cut the pattern pieces for the skirt out of the taffeta, and then I cut it out of the transparency fabric. And then using basting stitches, I stitched them on top of each other so that it would work as a single piece. So with that said, the way the skirt works is, as you can see, there's a button right here, and there's actually a button facing me on this side as well. And so basically you take this part of it off, and you can see already, you can see the interior part of the skirt, which is the cocktail skirt, and you can see here is where I put the tulle type fabric on top of the taffeta. And there you have it. You twirl about, and there you have it. You snap it back into place, like I said. This is the day now on the inside. I'll snap that back into place there. And now you have your cocktail dress. This is the cocktail dress, and like I said, the little bow that was on the jacket can double as sort of a little corsage type accessory, so you can wear it in both the day and the night outfit. One of the things that I really love about this dress is that while I used a sort of modern, I used modern patterns for this, the cocktail dress to me has a really 60s vibe to it, and I love that silhouette and those styles of the 60s. Now, a couple of other things as far as the construction for the skirt. Basically, I attached it as if you were creating a lining, and what you would do is you would sew the skirt pieces right sides facing all the way along the sides and the bottom, and then you would flip it out so your hem was sandwiched in between the pieces of the skirt and the lining. And then the top pieces, I had to fashion my own waistband because if you recall, it was a faux wrap skirt and it had the side zip. So basically I just measured the waist of whatever the skirt length was, and then created a band out of the taffeta and the lace overlay, and then the suiting fabric. And then I sewed those together on the bottom part so that it would all sandwich in, and then folded the top part of the waistbands in, and then just top stitched all the way around for that. And then the button, I just went through my stash and found some sort of pearly pink button. This has been kind of like a dream since I was a kid. You always think, like, wouldn't it be cool to have an outfit like Day and Night Barbie? Wouldn't it be cool to have a wraparound transformation type outfit? And it's just something that doesn't seem very practical, but in the end, it very well could be. And it worked. It worked out really well without looking too childish or too impractical, actually, because I feel like it does look very practical. And I'm just over the moon with how it turned out. One of the other things is that I hate hand stitching, but I did quite a bit of hand stitching on some parts of the jacket and the tank, and I will say this is my most tailored thing that I've made. I feel really, really accomplished with the jacket, and my husband even told me, he's like, you have no excuse for not saying you can make something because you've made this jacket, and this jacket, it looks store-bought. I mean, I can see a few things that I know, like this corner point of this collar piece here isn't as pointy as here, but, you know, from a distance, it is amazing. It looks store-bought, and I am just ecstatic to how it came out. I really took my time with this project, which I think made a total difference. And I feel like I got a really, really good quality product in the end there. I am really glad that I took part in the Day and Night Challenge. And like I said, there are a ton of other bloggers and vloggers who are contributing to this challenge, and you can still join in the fun. The deadline isn't until March 5th. Well, once again, I'd like to encourage you guys to join in the Day and Night Challenge. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Akram's Ideas, and if you did, be sure to give us a big thumbs up. Don't forget to follow Akram's Ideas on social media and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching!